the stretching, the collars, the weapons.
All right, we're here with the Grandmaster. Well, they call him Grandmaster Lou Ferrer, right? This man is like my uncle. He always got my back, and he always willing to put a foot in my ass if I do something wrong.
Yes, sir.
So, since I can't do you justice, I'll allow you to introduce yourself for those that don't know who you are.
My name is Lou Ferrer. I've been doing the arts. This July will be 50 years. And I know a lot of people in martial arts. I enjoy the martial arts. I think it's great. But I also like to talk the truth. And a lot of people don't like to hear that.
Now, they call the truth controversy. A lot of people consider truth controversy. For you, you're just being honest, you're being blunt, and a lot of people can't accept that.
Right.
Now, what are some of the things that you want to see changed in martial arts? And we haven't even touched on sport martial arts, but just martial arts in general.
The changes that we need in the martial arts here in the United States is that they commercialize it. It's no longer martial arts. It's day camp, after school, Christmas parties, this party. And the children, instead of learning what the art is about, they're just playing. They're not really training, which they should be. And I feel that if we somehow create some kind of board to oversee some of these schools that are opening up overnight and doing the wrong thing, I think it would be a great idea, in New York City. It's just bad. The martial arts today is not as good as it was years back.
Now, with you, we see that you came up in an era where you guys had to know what you were talking about.
Yes, sir.
If you said you knew how to fight, you knew how to fight.
Yes, sir.
Right? So you guys, you guys came from an era where a guy was a puncher, a guy was a kicker, a guy was a sweeper, right? And all three fought each other, but you had to know how to get over that hump of the kicker had to figure out how to get over the hump of the sweeper had to figure out how to get over the hump of the puncher, and both of them had to figure out how to get away from the puncher. Now we kind of see everybody with one style in New York. We don't see anybody with that with their own identity anymore.
Well, see, this is what happened. The tournament circuit changed that. Because back in the days, there was no equipment. It was tapes. There was no weight division. Black belt division was black belt division. There were no children in black belt division competing in black belt division because it wasn't allowed at that time. It was very simple. You was a black belt, this is who you got to fight. 200 pounds, you're 150, that's your problem. And today, it's more like a game of tag. Mm-hmm. They made it that way because it's with the commercial and the safety and all this stuff that's going around. And this is what I'm saying. Most of these way of fighting and teaching has changed completely.
So you feel like it's watered down?
It's not watered down, it's garbage.
Okay.
Beyond watered down. Watered down, okay, don't kick so hard, that for me. But today, it's like you don't even touch, and they're giving people awards, points. You don't even know your curriculum. You're just paying the master, and he giving you rank. And I think that's a bad identity for a child to go out there and say he's a black belt. When it comes to reality in the street, he can't deal with that.
But now we see your kids, and I mean even your kids that are in the higher ranks, even as young as 10-year-old, and they're advanced or what we consider brown belts or intermediates.
Right.
Those kids actually know their curriculum. They're expected to fight. And what I've noticed with your school is that you guys bring your rules from your dojo to tournaments.
Yes, sir.
So even if a tournament says, hey, listen, if you drop your weapon, you can start over. That's a no-no.
That's a no-no. That's a no-no.
That's a big no-no.
Yes.
And we've heard you voice your opinion on that a lot.
Yes.
And so how do you think we can improve it? Because right now, with the commercialism of tournaments, we see that it's thriving. But do you feel like the martial artists that are coming out today, do you think that they're able to carry on the systems and the styles that...
What's coming out today is not martial arts. That's not. This is my opinion. Everybody is entitled to their opinion. What's coming out today is people that think they're martial artists. They don't train martial arts. They train sports. They don't learn karate as a way of life. They learn it as a sport or a hobby. So therefore, how can I take a hobby that I like and put it into reality? They can't do that. And what's hurting us as martial artists is when you have a school and you're really training the people what true karate do is, and another guy opens a school down the block from you and he's doing flip-flop karate, he's making more money than you. He's doing great, and people are running to him because today parents don't want to see their kids get scratched or hurt. They just want to go around and say, my son is a black belt.
And want a trophy.
Yeah. And then when you go to tournaments, they're doing the same thing. The kid didn't win, they give him a trophy anyway. Why? The only way you go to teach them, listen, you lost. Pick it up, man, we work harder. But they're giving them stuff. These people are not earning stuff anymore, you know? And that really hurts me because I came from the old style of karate. You know?
Now you're an icon when it comes to, and I know you're a humble guy, and you don't want to take the type, but you're an icon when it comes to New York martial arts. And if anything is mentioned in martial arts, you're always at the forefront of it.
Because, see, I'm the type of person, if I see something that's not right, I speak it. It may offend you. You may take it differently. And instead of picking up the phone and call me and say, Master Ferrer, this is what communication is about. And then if I see today, let me put it this way. If I see a child do a kata wrong and I give him a low score, the parent or the sensei comes and says, what are you doing? I'm doing the truth.
Yeah.
It didn't look good. Today it's not like that. Everything changed. You can be humble in the martial arts, but when it comes to straight up karate, there's no humbleness in that. You have to live it, you know. And this era for me, if I'm blessed with 10 more years, I'm happy, because after that I can't see this going anywhere. It's commercialized too much, man.
Now, for those that weren't at the Twin Towers, right? We saw that your age group seemed to be the guys that, as far as point fighting was concerned, you guys were hitting.
Yes, sir.
It was an actual hit to score. And you guys, there wasn't a lot of unnecessary movement with you guys.
Straight up.
That we saw, you know, and for those that weren't privy to that fight, we actually saw you, it wasn't a cartwheel kick, but you definitely did that roll and, you know, both feet landed on that kick. And, you know, at your age, we don't even see guys in the 18 to 29 division throwing that. Now, what we've seen is that they've taken a lot of martial arts out of these karate tournaments.
Yes, sir.
You're no longer able to sweep. When you guys end up on the floor, you know, they quickly call and stop and separate them. Where the floor is pretty much your baby. That's where you want to get them sometimes.
Well, you know, I always say this. Why am I fighting you in a tournament and then I got to go by your rules? So therefore, I can't do this, I can't do that. So now I'm no longer fighting for me. I'm fighting for you. So how you expect me to win?
But now, are they actually practicing their art? Because if you have a guy that's Taekwondo where he goes to an open tournament and kicking seems to be favored, but then you have a guy that practices Jujitsu where, you know, most of their art is on the floor.
Right.
Is it fair for the guy that practices Jujitsu not to, you know, to have to fight a guy where the rules are just elevated to just kicking and that's it? Because the era that you came from, everybody did everything.
No, see, this is why I say karate is different. My students are trained how to kick, how to punch, how to sweep, how to ground fight, because that's what karate is. You can't tell me you do karate and don't do judo or jujitsu. You're lying. You can't tell me you do jujitsu and judo and you don't do karate or you don't kick, because you need that. You know, you need something of somebody else to get to where you have to go. So therefore, if I'm fighting you, why are you telling me that I can't do this, I can't do that, but you can do this?
Now, we see that a lot of schools don't even teach the art of falling anymore.
Right.
You know?
So that's gone.
If their student gets swept, they don't
It's
know
over.
how to fall,
It's
what
over.
to do.
Yes, sir.
And we see your guys can actually transition from sport karate
To straight
actual
up
fighting, street fighting,
Yes, sir.
Self-defense.
Yes,
and we see that a lot of tournaments aren't doing self-defense anymore. How do you feel about that?
Well, I think that they took self-defense out of a lot of tournaments because a lot of instructors don't know how to teach it or don't want to teach it. It's gear up more to just throwing your weapons in the air, kata, and point fighting. There's no more gear up to reality. What happens if I grab you by the neck? Can your kids do that? Okay? They put a gun to his face. Can he understand what's going on? They don't. And I've seen this because I have a lot of people that come to my school, and the first thing I ask any parent is, what's his rank? And the minute they tell me he's a black belt, all I ask is, what would you do if I grab you by the neck? And they have no idea. But he's a black belt. You understand? So what's this kid learning? He's learning fantasy, not reality. My children, I post some things on Facebook that people call me up. Mm-hmm. They say this is not an instructor, he's an abuser. Because my kids run the streets barefooted, whether it's raining or snowing. That's how I train them. They get hit, they fight without equipment, bust a nose, bust a lip. That's reality. That child, when he grows up, he's going to understand what it is to get hit. The other kid that never got hit, when he gets hit, he's not going to be able to deal with it.
World.
Yes, it's a whole different world. Welcome to the real world. You know?
Now, we see that there's different forms of jiu-jitsu, especially here. We know that a lot of people claim lineage from Moses Power.
Yes, sir. Oh,
now, well, how do you feel about that? And because I know, what made me ask this question is that I saw that you touched on it on Facebook where you said that there's a list of all your black belts, everybody that has obtained a black belt from you.
Yes, sir.
And if they're not on that list,
they're not my black belts. I did that because, see, what's happening today is people train with you, they get a certain rank, they leave you, they go to another instructor. That instructor now gets the credit that you put into that man. And by doing that, what he did is he takes this student that left you and makes him a higher rank. Mm-hmm. So he's going to stay with him because that's people are looking for rank. They're not looking for knowledge. You know, and me, all these people that are claiming they studied with Moses Power, and that, bless them. I always tell them, bless them. Get on the mat.
Show me.
Show me. That's all I say. I'm not against it, you know. Just get on the mat.
So we see that Hassan Khalid is carrying the torch. We see that you're also a person who's carrying the torch. Unfortunately, we lost Ron Duncan.
Yes, sir.
But these are guys from your era.
Yes, sir.
What can we see from you guys, or what do we see happening going forward in the future that you guys have coming together? Do we see anything coming from just your organization?
There's a bad problem with systems and different systems and people coming from the same instructor, but claim they come from the same instructor. Let me rephrase that, but they don't represent him. You understand what I'm saying? If I come from this teacher, this is my teacher. This is who I represent. Why do I have to go and change the name of the system? Why do I have to go and change the patch that was already created or the technique that was already created? Then I'm lying to myself. I'm taking somebody else's treatment of what he did, all these years he put into it, and saying I did this. Mm-hmm. See, what I do is this. Whatever I learn from people, I give the credit to that person because that is due to them. And when it comes to jiu-jitsu, everybody studies jiu-jitsu. Now, if you notice, everybody, there is not a person in the world, whether it's Shotokan, Taekwondo, Goju, Hapkido, everybody does Brazilian jiu-jitsu. How do they do that?
They've never been to Brazil.
Yeah, but how is it that they do that, though? You understand? I'm still trying to figure it out. And I know a lot of guys that got this. They say they teach MMA. What is MMA? Mixed martial arts. Me, MMA is confused martial artists that don't understand what it is to be humble, dedicated, and loyal to the instructor. And if you don't have that, you're not to me. What am I going to tell you? I'm a black belt in MMA. Okay, what style did you study? Well, I do this and that. No, but which one is your foundation? You got to have a foundation. We don't build a building without a foundation. You know what I'm saying?
Is that your phone?
I'm good. They call me when they're going to be late. My students call me because they know what's going to happen. Master, I'm going to be late, please.
So, do you think they will ever see basically all the grandmasters coming together and, like you said, creating this council, kind of regulating where martial arts is now and where it needs to be? Because I mean, from just, and this is just my personal opinion, right. With these new arts, these kids are going to get hurt because, like you said, you're going to go out. At one point in time, it was always a question of, could a martial artist be the boxer? And they even took kickboxing and put it in its own little, box. Now it seems like martial arts is so far away from even, anything brute force related, because now, like you said, it's about twirling the stick, whose stick is lighter. You're not even doing a traditional bow staff where there's weight on it, it's about tossing it, and more gymnastics than anything else.
Yes.
So now what happens when, martial arts is supposed to go against, another form of, anything, any type of force? What do we have? Because, we don't have a Lou Ferrer anymore, with your type of teaching, your school. Because, we're, like you said, we're surrounded by pop-up MMA schools where they're just basically teaching, everybody shows up, everybody gets a trophy, thanks for participating and leaving. So do you see martial arts as dying?
For me, it is. again, this is my own personal feeling. From people that I talked to from back in the 60s and 70s that I dealt with and fought with and trained with, they feel the same way. It's not the same as before. Mm-hmm. It's karate today is not karate. I feel bad because I've trained hard all my life. I teach my students the same way. Not that they're better than anybody else. Trust me, my students, I always even my black belt, if I can't show you this, go learn it from somebody else. But remember where you come from. That's what they do wrong.
Always come home.
Yes. They come back, oh, look, this guy gave me a third, but he's not your teacher, so how is he judging you? How is he giving you something that you didn't earn from him? Mm-hmm. And that's what's happening. That's why we can't get together. Because back in the days, if I went to another school, my teacher would kill me. First of all, a phone call would have came in, Lou Ferrer's here, what happened, why is he here, and it stopped. Today they don't do that. Students come from other schools, oh, I left my teacher, I want to come with you, but why did you leave him? And what's going to make me think that you're not going to leave me if you left him? You understand?
So now we see a lot of, with the mentality that if you can't get it from me, go somewhere else. We see a lot of students now where they may practice an art, but they go somewhere else. Like right now we have guys that are going to forms competitors who are winning first place and doing private lessons with them in an effort to be as good as them. So, what's your thought on that? Because it's like you're coming from a school that has their own curriculum of katas,
right?
But you're coming here to get a kata specifically to win at a tournament.
Let me ask. I'm gonna throw a question in. Why am I going out of my foundation, where I've been working hard and training hard, to learn a form from somebody else? When the forms that I got could be just as good as he does, if I train hard on it. This is the problem. People jump. I see a lot of people. I'm going to show the kind of katas are better than the katas are better than Taekwondo. Why? They're not. It's the same kata, same concept. Kick, punch, block.
But back in the day, when you guys were coming up, and I just remember when I started watching you guys, and the whole purpose was at that time was Lou Ferrer's kata today better than Sam McGee's? Was Sam McGee's Goju better than Earl Bennett's?
It wasn't that I was doing somebody else's kata.
Now, I never saw you go to Shotokan and say, hey, teach me. I never saw you go to Derek Williams and say, hey, teach me Unsu.
No.
But I never saw Derek Williams come to you and say, hey, teach me your form either.
No,
and it was just whoever was the best person that day.
Because now it's not that.
Now it seems to be whoever's the flavor of the month.
That's where they go.
That person and go get that kata.
Yeah, you go pay that person to teach you that kata instead of paying your teacher that's been humble enough to train you.
Are you against seminars?
No. Seminars are good. Based on what you're teaching for a seminar.
Okay.
Me to go learn a kata in a seminar, I wouldn't do that. For me, or a weapon, I wouldn't do that. And the reason I wouldn't do that is because it's not teaching me what I'm going to do in the street. For me, a seminar is based on what I can learn to use to defend myself or protect myself or my loved ones in the street. That to me is a seminar because my mentality is that self-defense first. The rest
everything
of it.
Else.
Yes. Because today, a child, 10, 11, 12, pull a gun on you. What are you going to do? You can't think that an adult. Now you got a child with a gun in your face, and you're saying, "Wow."
You're gonna tie your black belt on first.
By that time, he pulled the trigger.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we snatched him out of the tournament. We wanted to ask him a couple questions, but we definitely want to do a sit down. So I know he said that Northwest get a sit down. We got to come all the way to Brooklyn.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna sit down with him. So he's gonna buy us dinner. When we come to Brooklyn. But once again, I want to thank you for taking the time out.
Thank you very much.
And it's Lou Ferrer.
Thank you.
That's why I'm up here just doing what I want. I used to battle on the roof. The loser had to jump.